What is going on, Shedheads, and welcome back. It is Friday night. Of course, we're in the green room, and we are joined by a guest, very good friend of ours. Was in South Africa, now in Portugal. Our man, Mr. Bearded Viking Customs himself. Brent, thank you for joining us, man. What's going on, brother?
All good, my friend. All good. Very good.
Awesome, man. So, of course, you guys know how this thing goes. We usually start off at the top of the show, talk about what we might have in front of us, vape-wise and that sort of thing. And with that, I'm honestly going to, kind of change things up. He just took a hit, so that's kind of the rule. Brent, what are you vaping on, man?
Yeah, very little, actually. I've got the SX Mini SLV Class 2, 21700 device. Love this thing. On top of that is the Precisio GT. That was sent to me like just before December or something. I did the review on it. I've started, because now I have to pay for vape juice in Europe, because I used to just get companies sending me loads of vape juice. So now I'm vaping a lot of like single coil stuff, and I've done a few different single coils, and I keep coming back to this one, and I like it. I like it a lot. Inside there, I've got a bit of a French e-liquid, strawberry jerry. So it's from Fuel, and it's obviously strawberries and cream. Very nice. Got a cup of tea, a bottle of water, and yeah, that's me. Yeah, I normally run the Pure Max. These things are flipping insane.
They're great, man. Have you
Yeah,
have you got the new pods yet?
I don't, because when they shipped it to me, obviously these are all the sample ones.
Mm-hmm.
They sent me a box of pods, because that's always something that I'm always aiming at. Like, the company sends you something to review, and it's happened now with this, the Hookah Air.
I've seen that around, yeah.
It's nice. It's very nice. It's nicer than I thought it would be. But it only came with one pod, because it's a sample box. It only came with one pod in it. So I used it, got the feel of it, got how it works, da-da-da. And then when they messaged me and they're like, hey, where's our review? And I'm like, I've looked in the box. There isn't another pod. How am I going to open this and show to people and show them how to wick? And there's no spare coil. And they're like, yeah, but the sample ones only come with one. So then when SX Mini was sending out these free maxes to us, I was like, don't send it unless I get 10 pods. And they delivered. They sent like 20 pods. So I've still got the old pods. I got two devices. This is the first one. I know that some people have broken theirs in my other panel show. I haven't opened the second box yet, because these things are just fucking great. I love them.
Nice, man.
Sweet, that's me.
All right, Chris, what do you got, man?
I'm super simple. This is the last bottle that I have ever, sadly. This is BC, but I know how to make it, so I think I'm kind of set. Dude, I got a throwback mech. James, you know what this one is? It's the Littlefoot.
Oh, dude.
From was it Wake Mako, Littlefoot?
Dude.
Yeah, Littlefoot with the RDA2 on top in gold. And then I got pretty sure that this is a Copper Rose up top.
Yep.
DHT chop top, and the coils in here are breeze tones. And it's vaping great. And dude, this thing is so small. Like, look at how small this is.
Yeah, it's a nice little mech, dude.
Like, it's literally
like
very much smaller.
Guy.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's cool.
Is your switch is your switch crunchy at all? Like, can you feel the spring?
I can make it crunchy for sure, but there's definitely like a level of feedback from the switch.
Dude, I haven't used
sure.
I don't even have mine anymore, because I ended up hooking somebody up with it. But my switch, I just remember, like, depending on how you hit it, it would crunch, and I didn't like it, and I think that's why I ended up getting rid of it. But it does vape nice.
Yeah, no, I think
it's light because it's aluminum.
There is a bit of a crunch every single hit, but like, it has zero tactile feel.
Yeah, it just goes
like it just presses. Yeah, like, so the button press is okay. It's just, it is kind of cringe. Like, you're like, ugh. I feel you. But yeah, that's it for me.
Sean, what about you, man?
Nice. Well, same deal. I'm keeping it super simple. Got the old Warlocks mod with the RDA2 on top, and a floor is lava chopped up on there. And last week I had the French toast. Well, this week I've got that tobacco green label, which turns out to just be a delicious apple.
Nice.
So that's what I'm vaping.
Awesome, man. Short and sweet. I like it. And I'm pretty much doing the same thing, but I switched it up. Last night I was like, I want to vape something different. And believe it or not, I am out of mango at the moment. So I was kind of in a panic last night because I was like, shoot, I need something that I can vape tomorrow and we'll be able to have enough for the entire day. But I will say, shout outs to Coil Turd, jumped on his site late last night, and it should be here tomorrow. So I should have a couple bottles by tomorrow. But, dude, it was DEFCON midnight yesterday when I found out I was out of mango, dude. I almost panicked and just, lost my shit. But I held it together, and I figured it out, and I ended up setting up this guy, the old Reload 26, and shout out to Bearded Viking himself for that nice acrylic tank section. As soon as I got this, it's just been on this tank and has never left, and I just like it because it's green and black. It looks dope as shit, and I don't have to worry about it breaking, which is awesome because I have had this thing fall over on my desk on plenty of occasions, even on a tube mod where the glass sticks out a little bit and it just kind of goes dink, dink, dink.
Yeah.
Nothing happens.
You still get that little hit.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. And then after it stops bouncing and you pick it up and look at it, you're like, oh, yeah, thank God.
Yeah.
And inside, I have some Breeze Tones triple 28s. I'm not sure where this drip tip came from. It's just like a super tiny, low profile drip tip that just looks really nice on here for some reason. So that
could be one of mine.
It might be. I'm not sure. It's just like a super small, low profile.
Yeah, we've got a tip like that. It's called the slammed tip.
Okay.
Yeah.
It might be. I don't know. I know I have a few of your drip tips and stuff lying around.
Yeah.
I just have them all in a drawer. The only ones I know for sure what they are my DHD ones because, I have a very vast collection and I just know my DHD drip tips. But anyway, what else do I got in here? Oh, yeah. Some guava jelly from Deep Cuts, that guava lemonade action. Tastes so good in this thing. Of course, on the Odin V2, I'm rocking this at 3.2 volts on a 0.14, and it is pretty damn tasty. Oh, yeah. That's good stuff. And that's really all I've got going on. I still have the old RDA2 on top of ShedTime just sitting here that I pick up and hit every now and then with that. There's no label on this one because this is the prototype, but the banana custard from Bottled Violence over there at Still Valley Vapors. Really good stuff. Excited to try the newest variation because from what I hear, he bumped the banana up a tad bit. And
yeah, dude, I'm actually really looking forward to trying it again.
Out. Not gonna lie. But with that being said, there's one more thing we got to do before we get into the main segments of the show. It's time to throw it over to my main man Sean to find out what's new in the shed.
Oh yes, and my friends, this week we get into a lot of vape talk. We really start kicking down some serious vape facts. We talk a lot about it. It takes up a good part of the show, so I know you guys want to check that out. But on top of that, of course, we get serious and talk about some life stuff. We talk about promo swag because if you've ever been inside of a ShedTime store, you know the promo swag's always popping. Talk about some movies, and we even talk about Joshua trees because they're just a crazy plant. And why did U2 name their album after them? So you can hear about all that and more on the ShedTime podcast. It's available on all podcasting platforms, and new episodes drop every Monday.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
Good stuff. So go check that out, people. Other than that, Brent, dude, so what's happening, man? It's been a while since we've had you on. Obviously, you've changed locations, which is a big thing. I don't know if you want to touch on that a little bit. Like, how's that experience been over the past? How long have you been out there now? 8 months now?
Yeah. So, things got a bit hairy in South Africa from a personal point. Just couldn't deal with it anymore. We got to a stage where just after COVID, there were some riots and whatever, and having to like literally defend our town from looters and things like that. You know, you guys had the LA riots or something like that, but it was on my doorstep. And yeah, it freaked me out a bit. Not as much as like PTSD or something, but yeah, it was an issue. And my wife is Romanian. We met in the States. We've lived all over the world. And we had been thinking for a long time that we need to think about the future of the kids. And it just so happened that my brother had already bought some property here in Portugal, and he kind of just hinted towards like, well, that one house, you can have it. And after the riots and everything, the decision was made. I mean, yeah, that was like July and June the next year. We were on an airplane. We arrived here on the 10th of June. Scary stuff, super expensive and shit like that. But I think in the long run, in the next year or two, we're going to be able to look back and go, wow, that was the best thing we've done for our kids. And I mean, we've already seen them like really flourish. Keeping tabs on what's happening back home, you know, no electricity, no water, the infrastructure is just falling apart. So we're glad for the move. We're taking it every day as it is. It's given me a unique opportunity where I don't have my workshop anymore, and it's still up and running. The boys are running it back in South Africa. So BVC's never been stronger, actually. I don't have a job here. So I sit on my computer every day and I contact vape stores around the world and I chat with people. And I think that element was missing from my business because it's been flourishing lately, which is very nice. And then there's also some other opportunities that opened themselves up here in Portugal. So I'm filming a little series of renovating our ruin. And I say house, but it's a fucking ruin. It's, yeah. So, yeah, just filming that and doing the construction work myself because I've always been in that industry and I loved it. Now other people are seeing that now, like, hey, could you come fix my house? And I'm like, sorry, what? So, yeah, so I've got a few other little contract jobs going on. Biggest thing is I'm closer to Europe where all the vape scene is happening right now. So I'm trying to sort out Paris for March, I think it is. Vaping Bogan got a hold of me. He was like, come to Paris. And because he's also immigrating. He's moving to England on the 7th of March. And on the 23rd of March, we're going across to the Paris Vape Show. And then May, 10th of May, Birmingham Expo. Yeah, and then there's things like Dubai, Egypt, Morocco, Stuttgart. So there's a lot of vape shows, and it's so convenient and easy and cheap for me now. It's a 2-hour flight. It's much nicer. So it's maybe the best move I've done for BVC and my family because we're building it up. Yeah, that's that in a nutshell, I suppose.
Well, dude, sounds like you've definitely, have had a lot on your plate and, you've been busy,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, I am, glad to hear that you and your family are, sound like you're in a good situation where, you're going to be able to thrive. And, like you were saying, new opportunities are popping up that you're, able to take a hold of. And dude, I just, wish you the best in the move and the situation that you got going on out there, dude. And I'm excited to see what happens for Bearded Viking Customs in the future, man. Sounds like you guys got some plans.
We've got a few little tricks up our sleeve. There's some things happening in the background. I don't want to say just yet because it's still just like happened this week and last week. So yeah, when we have some more solid evidence of that actually coming to fruition, then I'll let you guys know about it. But yeah, there's big plans for BBC. A lot of collabs coming up this year. A lot of new products from us. So we just keep pushing, man. Just keep on trucking.
Hey, man, that's all you can do, right?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, that's great, man. I am like, I'm kind of curious, like you said, with your, you not having your workshop, out there in Portugal. Is that something that you're looking to, maybe get a
Oh,
little
yeah.
setup going for yourself there. That way you can, also produce yourself. Because I know that's something you enjoyed. You could tell just
Yeah,
when you watch
100%,
yourself,
dude.
when you do your live videos and you'd be doing your different things, and like you could see how much like enjoyment you got out of it
Yeah.
and how much passion you have for it.
And a lot of those videos are like 2-3 o'clock in the morning because I've just got some dumb idea in my head and I'm like, go down to the workshop, set up the camera and just start playing around. And yeah, I miss that immensely. I've got a workshop space downstairs. Our house is a split level.
Mm-hmm.
So the downstairs will be the workshop, my office, my studio, whatever you want to call it, and the laundry, because we forgot that we need a laundry. That's new. So yeah, definitely going to be setting up for manufacturing here. I think the boys are also getting a bit irritated with me because I keep phoning, like video calling the guys in the workshop. I'm like, so what you guys doing today? Like, what's happening? And they're just like, yeah, eventually they just don't answer the phone. They're like, we're busy. Just leave us alone.
You can't get this stuff done if you keep bothering us, man.
Yeah.
Let us work.
Yeah.
But I totally get where you're coming from too. You have that FOMO because you're usually, there hands on with the guys, I'm sure. So like being apart from that's got to be, something it's definitely been hard to adjust to.
Yeah, I mean, I have my role in the company. I set up all the procedures and stuff like that for making the products we make. So getting a new prototype design in or something like that, the guys know what they're doing. They've been with me for like 4 years. So I don't need to be there, but there's a lot of times where I just like, I call it my fuck ups. So I do special projects and I haven't like worked in BVC for the last 4 years. I've been in the workshop, but the work has been done. I create the things and then 3 days later, Thor will come to me, the guy that runs my workshop. Thor will look at it and he'll like, can I throw it away? And I'm like, yeah. Like you're taking up space in my workshop. I'm like, yeah, but and he's like, no, I'm throwing it away. I was like, okay, cool. But sometimes those little things turn out to be like the Skulk Addy stand. I mean, that was a fuck around. That was just something dumb. And it turned into something quite pivotal in BVC's creation. So yeah, I miss playing around, and it doesn't help like Instagram and these things now because I watch videos and then I'm like, ooh, my latest thing is 3D printed surfboards with fiberglass over the top of the 3D printing. And I'm like, oh, I don't have a workshop.
Yeah.
So
that's a new concept. I didn't even think about that. But honestly, man, they're 3D. You can 3D print damn near anything now.
Well, all you have to do is 3D print the structure, and the fiberglass actually gives you the strength. If you've ever worked with surfboards, we call it the blank. So you've got a spined blank, which has got a piece of wood in the middle to keep it rigid. And that shit on the side is foam. It's just foam. All it does is hold the fiberglass in place. Now, if you can replace that with a hollowed out 3D print, you're going to have the super light surfboard that's twice as strong. Like, yeah. So, yeah, little
interesting
custom projects like that. And then we still make all the silicone molds for the edibles and stuff like that. So it's a big market in South Africa. So we provide molds for a lot of the companies that make either their own branded edibles or they like a company that manufactures edibles for other companies. So we work on that quite a lot. I miss it. Shop.
And you're still doing work with Obey Robot too as well, right?
No. Yeah, because it was a hands-on kind of thing. So I left Obey Robot, and they're still up and running and doing well. Yeah, it's a situational thing. If I couldn't be in the workshop manipulating machines to make things and stuff like that, then I didn't really have a role there. So yeah, we just bowed our heads to each other and shook hands, and that was it. It was done.
Hey, sometimes, like you said, if you feel like the place isn't there, moving on is never a bad thing. And like you said, you guys both are still doing your thing and you're still thriving. So at the end of the day, good on both of you guys. But it was cool to see you guys, even just to come up with the concept of something like that, bringing like all these different, people together to create this thing. I always thought that was really cool, man.
Yeah, thank you.
One of the cool things though too, I guess, like with you moving, and like having these new opportunities, obviously, like going to all those events. I mean, how is that going to be back? I feel like
Yeah,
that could really, jump your business to like even that better spot. And also you get to have a lot of fun and take up a bit of time, so you're not thinking about all the things that you should have been doing or you would have been doing if you're still in South Africa, like being in the shop all the time, because you're obviously going to be occupied and
yeah,
doing a lot of stuff and connecting with people and traveling and just probably having fun, having
yeah.
experiences.
Because I mean, I would only from South Africa because of the expense of flights and shipping material or product and stuff like that. I could really only do like 2 shows a year, and typically it would be Birmingham or Dubai or something like that. I've never been to Stuttgart, which is so weird. After 7 years,
That's the Hall of
Um,
Vape, right?
Yep.
yeah. So now, I mean, I was doing the numbers uh, on the France trip for Paris. So if I was going to do that from South Africa, it would cost me 8 times more.
Wow,
Holy
man.
smokes.
Yeah. So now it's a 2-hour flight. It costs €100 for the flight. Accommodation is pretty expensive in Paris, but it is. So it's not really, it's not something I have to think about. It's more about, can I get it done in time? Can I get enough product sent over? Or like I said to Sam, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to come visit everyone. I'm just going to be there. I'm not going to sell anything.
One of the best things you can do now, like Chris is saying, is having the ability to make it to these shows. And now you're having the ability to actually talk to a lot of these different manufacturers and a lot of these
100%,
different
yeah.
companies and have that
And
face to
even vape
face.
shops, all sorts of different things.
To where
That'd
you
be
could,
cool.
even, have people maybe start picking your products up to carry in their shops if they're vendors, or to where you can even, start doing some more collaborative type situations with different companies. Just, from having the ability to have those face-to-face conversations now, like that's going to open up a whole new realm of possibilities, I feel like, for you.
Yeah. I mean, already just being here and closer to the world, the vaping world, there's a company, I'm not going to give the name, but I'll say it rhymes with wish death mods.
Okay.
And so they reached out for something. So yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah. Little opportunities like that I wouldn't have gotten being in South Africa. Like Chris says, there's so much more that could happen. And I'm going to push it and make sure that it does happen.
Well, the networking possibilities of those events is bar none amazing.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, like if I wouldn't have gone to the few shows that I've gone to just here in the States, I don't think I would have made some of the connections with some of the people that, I've been lucky enough to, either just be able to talk to or, collaborate with, or even, people that we've had on this show just from talking to them at one, like AJ and Irby, for a matter of fact. We ran into them at, NVE in the Mohican Sun, when we were out there for our big Stooge House meetup, and Sean just chopped up a conversation with them. They came on the show, and now we're actually, we're pretty good friends with them. We've had them on multiple times, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, not only that, but, there's like plenty of other people that, are now people that hang out in the chats, or, people that are in different Discord servers or groups that we hang out in that, I probably never would have made contact with if it wasn't for, going to these
100%.
shows and doing those networking sort of things. And it's cool, man.
It's always weird when you meet people like, I mean, not famous or anything, but like you guys are also personalities, and you're at a show and people have seen your face on YouTube, and then they recognize you and they come up and they're like, hey.
Yeah.
And you're like,
it's a weird thing.
And they're like, you don't know who I am, do you? And you're like, yeah, I don't know who you are. And they're like, I'm always in your chat. Like, yeah, my name's like,
and then as soon as you hear
Dunkin'
the name,
Donuts 2579. And I'm like,
oh yeah,
like, like, how the fuck? Like,
yeah, or there are those times where you do hear someone tells you their name and like from like a chat or something. You're like, oh, that's you, and then you finally put the face to the name. Those are always cool experiences too.
when are you guys gonna start doing vape events again? I know you just had champs. but that's,
Honestly,
like,
I'm not sure, man. With the way things are here in the States, I think the era of the vape show are kind of dead. Especially just the way that the market is here in the States, because everything mainly, like if you're going to like most of your, vape shops around the States, you're only getting like disposables and pod systems, to where, back in the day, the whole thing behind the big vape shows, we're going to see all the new rebuildables and all the new mod companies, and going to the modders corner where they'd have all the higher end specific handmade stab wood, one of one type situations, to where that's lost here now. You know what I mean? It's not
Well,
thriving as much as it was.
it's not thriving as much as it was, but this is a conversation that I have repeatedly over the last 3 months. Is a lot of the stores that I'm contacting, they're like, we'll see in a couple of months. We're still like quite disposable heavy or something like that. And with all the legislation coming around, banning disposables and stuff like that, from my end, I've seen a surge in the market for rebuildable stuff, especially the older stuff. And then you see like big vape companies putting out new products, new hobbyist stuff, new rebuildables. I think it's a turning point. I think we're heading back towards 2019 as far as the chatter. If you put your ear to the ground and listen, I feel like it's going that way. Yeah, it's just the whole UK situation with banning vapes and flavors and things like that. I think that's just one of those things government does to go, oh, well, okay, we won't ban it, but we're going to put another 8% tax on it. And then you go, oh, yeah, we'll pay more as long as we can keep it. Though we're never going to actually ban it because it's saving lives and it's saving money. So,
See,
the U.S.
Yeah,
doesn't
they're
think
already
that
on
way,
record
unfortunately.
saying like
unfortunately, here in
where
the
it
States,
is.
we don't have this. They don't have the same outlook on
Yeah.
things, because when it comes down to the ways things are ran here in the States, it all comes down to profit. And at the end of the day, they're making more money from big tobacco than they are from these vapor companies.
And don't forget, they're making a lot of money from pharma as well.
Well, I was just about to say, and plus you have the pharmaceutical side with all of their smoking cessation products that people are starting to, that their sales are dropping.
Medicines for cancer or whatever else.
Exactly, because here in the States, they profit from you being ill.
Yeah.
So the longer that they can keep you, not dead, but still not healthy, that's what that fine line, bro. That's where they're gonna ride.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, that puts more money in their pockets. And it's unfortunate, man, because like we all see it, we all know it's happening, but it's too far too gone to where it's like, until we actually like all like stand up and like try to like make some change, like they're gonna continue to do it, man.
So I have a weird theory about all this though, because
I'm
being
curious
in
to hear.
a flavor banned state like this and coming across this situation that I've been in right now, where I've been vaping these tobacco flavors, like this green label tobacco that tastes nothing like tobacco, it just tastes like apple.
Yeah.
It makes me recognize that at the end of the day, regulators are box checkers.
Yeah.
So you need to be able to check the box. And when you look at this, nothing about this says that it's flavored. You just have to be in the know and know that green label means it's apple flavor. And so I feel like that's the inevitable solution. All flavors are going to be a tobacco flavor, but they're not going to taste like tobacco because it checks the box.
Yeah. But the misconception is tobacco is nicotine. So
yeah, we had a big conversation about this.
There is nicotine in it, which is tobacco. So the other flavors, don't know how that got in there.
Right. And at the end of the day, it checks the box. It doesn't say that it's flavored. It is definitely not child appealing in any way, shape, or form. So it ticks all the boxes for regulators. And at the end of the day, we get what we want.
Here's
and prohibition has never worked. I don't know if you know, but cocaine is still very illegal in most countries. Very easy to find as well in any country.
Yeah, so are a lot
Most
of
of our
things.
politicians are on it.
But another point too is what I'm kind of curious about, because this could also help or hurt possibly just the science behind nicotine, is this whole thing they got going on, at least here in the States, about the nicotine pouches.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. What is
And
it? It's called
the
Z bars or
Zins.
Zins.
Yeah,
Zins.
I use a nicotine pouch personally when I'm like at work, because when I'm at my machine, I don't like to sit there and just rip clouds off my vape in the shop. You know what I mean? So that, and
So it's not a tobacco pouch,
No,
like
no.
a snooze. It's just a nicotine patch
it's
pouch.
I'll open up a tin real quick just so I can
What's
show you.
what's inside the pouch?
So literally, this is what it is. It's just a little, like, it's almost like a tea bag sort of material pouch. And,
Yeah, so it's like a snooze bag. Yeah.
yeah, and inside of these ones, let's see, does it say exactly what's on here? From what I understand,
I
this
love
is
that. It doesn't say exactly what's in here, but I put it in my mouth every day.
no, it does. Like, I've looked them up before I started using them.
Yeah.
But it's like almost like sort of like a salt sort of situation that literally just contain, because these are tobacco free, so they're not even using tobacco derived nicotine. So it's like a nicotine salt in a pouch with their flavor or whatever they decide to put in there with it.
Is it salty?
No, it doesn't taste like salt.
But he's saying that the texture of what's
the texture
inside the
of what's
bag
inside is
sorry.
like a salt.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And that's where the nicotine and like the flavoring is. And literally, it's with these, the benefit of this too, and like chewing tobacco or something like that, is you don't even have to spit. You know?
Oh, you swallow that?
Yeah, because you just put them in there and you
Okay.
just enjoy it. You know what I mean? And absorb the nicotine through it that way.
I mean, I'm about as interested in that as I am in cigars. I love cigars, and I'd love to have a cigar every so often. But I wouldn't, because I feel like it's just another crutch.
Oh, for sure. Like for me,
I think for other people getting off cigarettes, that's a fucking amazing, innovative product.
But for me too,
and I hope it helps people.
I feel like a lot of people too just don't understand that nicotine isn't the problem at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because nicotine, honestly, if you do the research, there are actual benefits from the use of nicotine when it comes down to like cognitive function, short-term, long-term memory situations. And not only that, but just helping you stay alert. And, someone who may suffer from like, ADHD or something like that, nicotine has actually shown to help people focus. You know what I mean? So someone like myself, I'm pretty scatterbrained, and when I'm at work, if I pop one of these in, you know what I mean? I'm not constantly thinking about when am I going to go outside to go take my next vape or when is break. I'm just more focused on my task, and I just lock in, you know what I mean? And that's just for me personally, you know what I mean? Sometimes I use them, sometimes I don't. It's just like when I feel like I may need a little pickup, just like you would, instead of just picking up my
have a cup of coffee.
That's just how I choose to use them. Would I recommend them to somebody who doesn't use nicotine or was not a smoke? No, not at all. But I would also say, if you are interested in looking into nicotine and the science, and you may want to use it in a less harmful way, then this may be a great product for you to look into. But of course, with anything that you consume, like a lot of us here have, otherwise we probably wouldn't be sitting here in a YouTube live stream, do your research and learn about the product before you start using it. That way you know what you're getting yourself into. You know what I mean? Like,
I've seen a bit of it on social media and stuff like that, and I first thought that it was a snooze pouch that's been marketed really well, but the fact that it doesn't have tobacco in it, and I think it's a brilliant product that needs more looking into. I'll definitely try it.
And they've been around for years, you know what I mean? Like, and I first used these because, obviously when you're flying, you can't vape on a plane. And for someone,
really?
Yeah. Believe it or not, you're not allowed to do that. So what I was like, well, you know what? I know I fiend and I want to take a vape, and taking like a sneaky hit off a vape sometimes, doesn't go as well as planned. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So was like, what's a way that I could still get my nicotine, be able to chill out on a flight, because I get anxious as hell while flying.
Yeah,
So
me too.
somebody told me about these. I tried them and I really enjoyed them for the flight. And then I was at work one day, had these still in my bag, and I was like, you know what? Instead of trying to like stop working to sit here and take a few rips off my vape, why don't I pop one of these in, and then I
Yeah.
don't have to stop for 2 hours. You know what I mean? And then I go out to my break, take a couple hits or whatever, come back. If I feel like I need another one of these, I'll use it.
No,
If
that's
not,
brilliant.
I don't.
I like it.
I have a current smoker coworker who that's how he avoids stopping work, because we're in an auto shop. You can stop working and go out and have a cigarette whenever you want, as long as you get your work done. Nobody cares. But he doesn't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
So
Exactly. That's
you
my
know,
thing. Is I don't want, because there's people that walk around the shop taking rips off their vapes all the time. You know what I mean? But I don't. I just don't want to be that guy. When I'm on the clock, I'm working. When I'm on my break, shit, I'll sit out in the parking lot and just rip some fucking flat clouds like I'm into cloud comp. You know what I mean? But when I go back in the shop, it's time to get some shit done, because I've got a schedule. I've got things that need to get done at a certain time. If I get them done faster, believe it or not, sometimes that means we get to go home early if everybody else gets their shit done. So let's just all get on task, get the shit done, get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
but also just like you said, the mental clarity in your day.
yeah.
You just like not just thinking about, oh, when can I go out for a vape? Like just being able to function with a normal brain. That's very important. We can get into it later, but I've done a few tricks in my life that's changed a lot as well. The way that I've used to be and the way I am now. My brain has never worked this well ever. Probably because it's brand new. But yeah, I've changed my diets. I've cut out a few things, lost a few kilograms. Yeah.
Dude, it's crazy what, some good sleep and a healthy diet can do for the brain, along with some other things that you can also utilize on a daily basis that can help you out too. And this is from someone that could definitely benefit from all things said right now, to be honest with you. Because to be honest, my diet, my sleep schedule is terrible, and I know my brain suffers from it. Speaking of which, just tune into the last podcast, because there's multiple times I was talking about something and then it just fucking went away.
Totally forgot what you were talking about.
Yeah, but that could either be from lack of sleep or also a large amount of shed time that was consumed during the podcast. But that's neither here nor there. Okay, that's a different story. All right, that's for another time. But yeah, I totally.
I've always been like an athlete. I've always had like cage fighting or whatever. When you sign for a fight, it's no alcohol, like straight onto a diet, always trying to cut weight, trying to build muscle, blah, 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 blah. I've never understood the science until recently. And then now I'm like, holy shit, my whole life, I could have just been operating functionally. Then I describe it like every morning I wake up and there's a spider web, and everything I have to do is spread out all over the spider web. And I go around and I try and do as many things as I can, but there's a lot of things that fall to the wayside. And then I go to sleep, and I'm a bit of an insomniac, and ADHD is also real. The next morning, my web is in a different web, a different pattern, but I've got more tasks on it and tasks from yesterday. So I'm constantly doing this. And then now with my new diet and stuff like that, I wake up in the morning, I know exactly where I was the day before. I've never been able to do that in my life. I always wake up like clear brain, like no recourse of yesterday's events. Now it's like one of the things I needed to do, I thought of last night. And before I got into bed, I was lying in bed and I was like, my phone was downstairs charging, because I don't like the phones in the bedroom. And I was like, shit, I need to write this down, because I always write everything down. I've got notepads everywhere. I'm like, I need to write this down because I can't forget this. This is very important to do tomorrow. I woke up this morning, came, had coffee, made breakfast for the kids, this and that. And I went, oh yeah, I need to do that. And then I was like, holy shit, I remembered. Like it's a different feeling to having, a real brain.
Sorry, I'm just looking here at chat. Seamus says, does Sean work on cars? I don't know if he personally works on them, but I know he works for the part department.
I work for an upfitter who builds cop cars and other municipal vehicles. So if you've ever wondered how that Ford Explorer became a cop car, it's because of a company like mine that does it. Our guys install the lighting and the push bumpers and the prisoner cells and the canine cages and
And that
all
was
that
the
shit.
first job I used to have.
Being a
Nice.
prisoner?
Testing them out. No, I used to work in a car shop called Auto Extreme, and we would soup up the cop cars and put lights on them and
Yep,
chip
that's
them
what
and
I
put
do.
exhaust and stuff. Yeah, that's how I started off in the customizing world.
Nice, man.
So same.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yep, it's an interesting industry. We talk about it a little bit in one of our most recent podcasts. I believe the one that just went out, so it's already live. You guys can listen to it now. But yeah, we talk a little bit about it because one of my other duties outside of being the parts department is I'm also the shop photographer. So I photograph everything that we do once it's been sent to the cleaners for detailing. So I get back a brand new, pristine vehicle, and I get to throw the lights on and everything, and then I run through the whole thing and photograph it. And I use all these product photography skills that the vape industry helped me really hone, and I use it with police cars now. It's a trip.
I wonder what the market is for that. Like, you're taking these really cool images, like side angle shots of like a cop car, and then you'll send it to like a different county and be like, do you want your cop cars to look like this? Like,
That's half of what my work is used for. I will do reference shots, which is most of it. So it's just like it's in the shop and it is what it is. But it's so my guys, when they build the next car for that department, can reference those shots and be like,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
that's where I put that. That's where I put that. Perfect. But yes, I also will do promotional shots where like I'll actually take it outside by like a lake, or there's like a little pond outside our shop, and I'll position it and get an actual beautiful promotional shot, and then we'll put that out on social media, and our salespeople will use it for exactly that purpose. I even shot a promotional video. We built a car that we had all the parts for, but the job got canceled, and we figured let's build the whole thing, and then we'll sell it. And if they want us to add to it, it's like a base model K9 unit now. We'll sell it and upfit it from there. And I did a whole like Steadicam cinematic pan walkthrough of the whole thing.
Nice.
So
That's cool.
It's a fun little side aspect of the job, but most of my job is just sitting there waiting for the guys to need something. It's like some days I sit there and just surf the net all day and then check on the guys a couple of times. But anybody need anything? No? All right. Come holler in the corner if you need me.
Nice.
Cool.
Well, with that being said, let's see. I want to see if there's any questions or anything in chat that they may have for old Brent here, because we haven't had him on in a while. I don't think I see anything that was missed. I know Kevin, back to the old rebuildable side of the conversation, he says, rebuild till I die. I'm with you on that, man. There's nothing more satisfying than sitting here at the desk, putting a fresh set of coils and a fresh set of wicks inside of any atomizer, whatever one you choose at the moment, filling it with liquid, and then getting those first few like fresh toots on a fresh set of coils and a fresh set of wicks. Tell me that is not one of the most satisfying experiences in a like hobbyist vapor's life. Like, I feel like that's like one thing I look forward to every time I rewick is like those first few hits off a fresh rebuild.
Yeah, the first half of the tank.
Oh dude, it is just so like crispy, and
the bubbles just like one after the other.
Yeah, dude, just it's so good, man. Not only is it just satisfying to vape, but just like to watch you know, like you said, like if you do like an RTA or like an RBA or something, and like a billet or something, and you take a couple rips, and then you either look at the tank right after, or you pop the door off your billet and you go and look at your boro just to watch that little bubble train start going, dude. And then, oh, dude, when you see that nice, super satisfying one where it's just a bunch of continuous little bubbles, just boop, 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 and you're like, oh man, this thing is wicked perfect. Flavors popping, airflow is nice, flavors crispy. Oh, dude.
I think that's what we call in the trades. Right on the motherfucking titties.
Oh, Addy Tooney says, when's Bearded Viking Custom shaving his beard off again?
Yeah, no, I nailed that one really quickly. That's not happening.
Nope, never doing that again.
Nah.
Dude.
No, and the problem is I've just got my my Portuguese residency card. So it's like an ID card.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize, because it took like 3 months to get here, I didn't realize that I had gone for the interview the day after that event where I shaved my beard off for that charity. So my ID card came and I looked at the picture. I was like, what the?
Who's that?
Like, no.
Oh,
I look like a turtle poking its head out of a shell. And I mean, I have a jawline, but
just the way that the lighting was, I get it,
you
dude.
Know,
I get it.
ID photos in the government place are always the best quality.
Oh yeah, dude. Like you should see my fucking ID picture, bro. I look like a criminal. It looks like a straight up mugshot, dude. Like I was in a lineup. It's bad.
It's so bad.
Oh yeah, and then like yours aren't even the full
photo.
color, dude. Yeah, that's
that's a straight up prisoner ID card.
No, it's terrible.
Oof.
Now all I have to do is wait 5 years to get new one.
That's not
That'll
bad.
be a dramatic change.
Yeah, well, maybe I'll just lose this one next week. You know.
Let's see. Any other questions out there in chat? If not, then I think it might be.
I know
time.
I went 8 years with dreadlocks, and my license photo never showed me with dreadlocks.
Yeah. Oh shit.
I'd had just like short, regular hair at the time, and yeah. Never had a photo with me with dreadlocks, and a lot of people would question it when I'd show them.
Oh yeah, dude. My last ID photo until this most recent one had I had hair, and I hadn't had hair since like 25, dude. I've been shaving my head, so like it'd been a minute, dude. I'd look at that picture like, man, because even not even that, dude. Because I'm looking at my hair, I'm like, dude, you were really trying to save it, weren't you? You were really holding on to it, dude. Like I look back at
the worst is your passport, because that's like 10 years.
Oh, dude. The good
Very
thing for me
different to
is I don't look like I've aged much in the last 10 years, other than my facial hair. Like that's the only difference I feel like, because I look at pictures from like when I was 20, and I don't look too beat up. You know what I mean? Nowadays, I don't think. I feel like I've held it together pretty well for the most part.
I don't look too beat up.
Yeah.
I don't like that. So I'm not saying I don't look beat up at all.
The color change.
Yeah, that's the thing for me. I've gotten like just a few, maybe like one or two little grays that pop in the mustache, and maybe one or two that pop out in the the beard here and there, but that's about it. Obviously, I don't see anything on the top of the head because I keep it pretty shaved down nowadays. Shout out,
dude,
to,
every time I look in the mirror, every time like we're doing a show or like at night when I'm just like hanging out in Discord or whatever, and I'll leave my picture up. And I'll like look at myself and be like, bro, your beard is so gray. Like, what the fuck? Like, my hair has been gray for a long time, but like my beard, dude, like what? And I'm getting it in my mustache. Like, dude, the other day I was driving in the car and I looked to like behind me, and I could see this like real long white hair just like in the middle of my mustache. Dude, I fucking pulled that shit out. I was so pissed. I was like, what the hell? Why is this happening to me? You know what I mean?
I just want it to hurry. I'd rather have the full transition happen quickly than like, here's a white,
Well, dude,
There's a
even
one.
sides, like, dude,
Here's
this
a
side
one.
has like way more than this side. Like, it's like, what the fuck, bro? You can't even be consistent on your own face.
Yeah.
How was it for you?
I'm sorry, Chris, but I started like that.
I was gonna ask, is
No,
that
I
how it
know that
started
I'm
with you
gonna
too?
get there for sure.
So this strip over here went down my face like that. It was white like that.
That's actually kind of cool, dude.
Yeah, it was just one stripe going down white, and then, but you see, you've got color in your beard, and then your hair's white. So
Yeah.
I used to be a model, and I used to get a lot of work recently because I'm what they call a 50-50. So my hair matches my beard. So a lot of times it'll be like guys will have dark hair and a gray beard, or gray hair and a dark beard. I'm equal on both. So
The true
yeah,
salt and pepper.
yeah. So
Dude, did you see that coif though up underneath that hat, dude? I'm kind of jealous, man.
Yeah, how do you keep your hair looking that clean and pristine underneath the ball cap?
it's
He's
just
like,
the way it
he's
is.
like, it just grows
Damn.
like that, baby.
Yeah, I cut
Good
my own hair.
genetics.
Yeah, I cut my own hair. So
Hey, me too.
He has to say, me too.
Yeah.
oh, sorry, I didn't realize.
I'm not balding. I literally cut my dreads
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
No,
You know,
I am balding, so
I just
you know
I
what? No,
can't cut
I
my own
take
hair
that
to
back.
look nice.
I won't say I am balding. I'm just gonna say I'm bald because,
You're
like,
bald,
at this
yeah,
point,
yeah.
it's who am I kidding? You know what I mean?
Well, you know what? Like with great power comes great responsibilities. Like you guys are like, oh wow, you got a full head of hair, and I'm like, yep. This is also full of hair, and my butt crack also full of hair.
Well, I'll tell
Yeah.
you what, bro. Just because it's falling out of my head doesn't mean it's not growing in other places.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's clear that up for anybody
Dude, that's
that may
the
be
weirdest
wondering.
thing about getting old.
Right?
It's like,
you get
I was-
hairier in other places than you were when you were fucking in any other
Yeah,
time.
ear
Hairs
hair.
coming out of my ears.
Dude, it's
I
like,
was-
dude, it's like
I was
all the
sitting
hair
watching-
for me, bro, is getting sucked back into my head and just popping out in other places. dude.
everywhere
Yeah,
else.
it's fucking ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, I was sitting watching TV the other night, and I was like, I was pulling this. I could feel the hair there, so I was like trying to get at it. My wife's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Nothing, nothing."
Just trying to pick out my brain.
You just realized that ear
And I'm
hair
my
trimmer
dad.
that we always saw at, like, you know, Sharper Image stores and those sort of
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
There's a reason for them.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah,
we
that's
don't want to
the
be that
weirdest-
Ross Perot kind of thing with like straight armpit hair bushes sticking out. So
Oh god.
Dude, gnarly.
Well, back in South Africa, my barber used to do a wax treatment. So he used to wax like the nose and in the ears. And I promise you, there is nothing better in this world. Okay, maybe there's 3 or 4 things better. But
yeah,
I think I might be able to think.
But when
one
they
or
put
two.
that hot wax in your ears, and then he stands behind you and he goes, bloop, and he pulls your ears like Shrek, and you get this like warm, icy cold, and I mean that, warm, icy cold feeling in your brain. You can smell better. It's like amazing. It's just like, whoa.
And
I
you're doing
believe
that
it.
to remove hairs?
Yeah, like the little follicle hairs that, like, you know, this like little pinner thing,
Yeah,
that thing.
or
There's
they
like
just
1
build
or
up
2
right
that
there.
grow on that, and there's not a lot of hair, not yet, because I'm only 40. I don't know, 40-ish. I'm over 40. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure when I'm 50, I'm gonna have to wax it properly. But yeah, it's just like I don't know, just small little like white, like
Yeah.
see-through
It's like
hairs.
your nose hairs, bro.
You can
Yeah,
feel them. Yeah, you can feel them, but you can't see them.
And
Yeah.
every now and then one just grows ludicrously long, and you're like, "Fuck
Dude,
you!"
I'll tell you what, bro. My dad gets
Yeah.
some gnarly ones sometimes, bro.
Dude, have you ever seen
dude-
like this is something I've only recently realized? Like, have you ever seen older people's eyebrows?
Dude.
Their eyebrows grow really, really, really long.
Yeah.
And like it makes me nervous. I'm like, yo, so I'm 44 now. Like I have to just like realize I'm getting older. I'm not old, but I'm older. And I'll like be like, sometimes I'll even just like feel my eyebrows. I'm like, oh no, everything kind of feels normal. Like thank
No,
God.
dude.
I trim my eyebrows.
Dude.
Okay.
Yeah, I brush them up, and then I cut along that shape line, just because they grow out quite bushy. My dad never. Well, he went bald when he was like 72 or something, but he used to grow a patch of hair on the top of his nose.
What
Oh,
a trip.
wow.
So I've got some, thanks
You're
for
gonna
the
take care of
genetics. Yeah,
Yeah.
got it.
Got some wild man in you.
Yeah, definite. Oh, caveman. But yeah, that's the carnivore diet.
Hey, nothing wrong with the carnivore diet.
I'm on the carnivore diet.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah.
Steak, chicken, let's go.
Dude, I hear a lot of people actually, get some pretty good benefits from it.
Protein
Dude, I'm telling
is
you
the
now,
real
the mental,
superfood.
the mental clarity I've had over the last 2 months has been insane. And even I was just doing it for January for Carnival month. This is the 3rd year I've done it, but I feel like I wasn't doing it properly the first 2 times. So I did a lot more research on it. And well, to say my mom's on the carnivore diet. I've lost 10 kilograms, which is what, like
22 pounds.
5 pounds.
22.
22 pounds. Oh, okay. Yeah. And my mom's lost 12 kilos, and my wife is now her first week going into her 2nd week of carnivore diet. Just because, like, I was going to stop at the end of Jan, and Laura said to me, like, why are you stopping? So I said, oh, carnival month's over. Like, it's done. And she was like, don't you think you want to stay on it? And I was like, why? And she said, you've been so much more tolerable. You've like been so much like kinder with the kids, because I'm quite a gruff guy. Like, I just like things to be done when they're supposed to be done. And kids don't work like that. And she was like, you've been so much more patient. You've been so much, and it's shown in my work. Like, I've sit down at this computer and watch 4 hours of YouTube videos and write 2 emails. Now I'm like, I don't even watch any. I'm just like constantly working until 12 o'clock when Laura comes in and she's like, it's lunchtime. And I'm like, yeah, just 2 more emails. And I've never been like that in my life. I think it's amazing. I also cut out alcohol because I did dry Jan, and well, I haven't bought beers yet. So yeah, it's
Well, I mean, we're on the 16th of February, so like that's 2 weeks longer than you set out to do. So that's something.
yeah.
For
Well,
sure.
I've not really thought about it much, but obviously when I'm around Sam vaping Bogan, then I'll have a few beers, but I'm not hell bent on it. I've never been a big alcohol person. I think it's way more destructive than it is beneficial to you. I'm not denying myself anything. I'm just like, tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll have a beer tomorrow. To me, like if I work in the garden or on the construction or whatever, and it's like a really good hot day and you got your sweat on, and it's like, I'll come inside and I'll fuck up a carton of milk. I can drink milk all day. I love it, dude.
Dude, I'm very...
If I had that passion for beer, I think I would have been in problems in my life.
I'm not like that with milk, man. There's very few times where I'm like, you know what? A glass of milk sounds good right now.
No, I love it. Oh yeah, I mean, my son and I can like do half a gallon a day.
There you go.
Yeah. Protein.
All right.
Protein.
Well,
So
speaking
good.
about protein and getting things in you, I think there's one thing that we need to do real quick before we get here to this game, which if you guys have not voted in the poll on what game you'd like to see us play when we come back, make sure you get that vote in, because Sean, what are we about to do right now, man?
Oh, my friends, you know what time it is. It's time for us to inhale that good-ish and exhale that bad-ish, because we're going to take a quick second to shed time.
I'll be back. I'm just gonna bathroom.
Yep. We'll catch
That's
you guys.
Always
shortly.
an option at a shed time, bro.
What's up, peeps? We're back. Hopefully you guys enjoyed your shed time break. Maybe got up, stretched your legs, grabbed yourself a beverage, maybe indulged in some shed time. Either way, hope you enjoyed it. But with that being said, if you guys have not gotten your vote in the poll, it's too damn late because I ended it. And with that being said, 50% or 57% of the vote would like to see us play a crowd favorite as a game we like to call Bump It or Dump It. If you guys have seen this play this game before in the past, then you know how this goes. But if you're new to the show, I'm going to run it down for you one time real quick. So what we do here is we come out to you guys out there in chat for some suggestions for songs, artist, and title from maybe a specific sort of category. And what we'll do is we'll pick out a song that you guys suggest from chat. We'll pass it around the room, and we'd say whether we would bump it, as in turn that radio up to max and blow out some speakers and just rock the hell out to the song, or we're going to dump it, meaning we're going to eject that CD like we did back in the day, because that was a thing, and toss that baby out the window like a Frisbee because it is absolute trash. And then we'll just kind of go from there and have some fun. You know what I mean? I love this game. We always get really good suggestions, some funny ones, some just like really deep cuts. Do we want to go with a specific category on this, guys? Or do we want to just like let them fly with songs and artists and see what comes out? Because I feel like those ones are kind of fun because you really never know what you're going to get.
Yeah. I'll go broad spectrum on that one.
I'm with that. So, all right, guys, here we go. Artist and title of the song you'd like to hear, drop it in chat right now. We'll let it go for a little bit, and then we'll start picking some out and see how this goes. This is usually a pretty fun one, so hopefully you guys have got some no categories earned. Just let her rip, Tater Chip. With that, I just need to check one thing.
The category
quick.
Is song title
and artist. That's the category. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Any era, any year, any genre. He said, hell yes. Well, drop a suggestion then, Ern. We'll start with you, man.
Let's go.
Yeah, no pressure. But it better be
all the pressure. All the pressure, dude. You don't know this, but Ern thrives under pressure, I feel. All right, we're starting to get a couple. I'm waiting for Ern, though. Ern's going to start it off. So whatever Ern's first one is going to be the first one.
Let's go, Ern.
So we're waiting on you, Ern. Like I said, Chris said no pressure, but I'm saying all pressure. I know Toonie's going to drop some gems for us because he always does. Shout outs to our moderators, Toonie and Ern, holding it down for us as always. Okay, here we go. From Mr. Ern himself, Give Up the Funk, Parliament, Bump It or Dump It.
Who want to start?
Why don't we start with you, Sean? What do you think?
All day.
All day.
All day bumping it. I guess down with the funk.
All right. Uncle Chris, what about you?
I'm also gonna bump it just because I feel like good music from then of that style, I don't mind it. Like one hit wonder shit I might not like, but like legit bands.
Dude, I'm just gonna hop in here because I can see Brent's grooving out to a little something right now, which means I'm sure he's taking a little listen to the song here, which is always a good move. But dude, you can never go wrong with the song that has the word funk in it. Okay, you know what I mean? Because that means it's gonna be funky, and if the song's funky, I'm probably gonna be into it, dude. Because I'm about that funk. Gotta have that funk. You know what I mean? All about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna vote that one up. Because well, fuck, how could your day go wrong if it starts with that? Like,
right?
It's just that's one of those like movie sequences where the guy like just jumps out of bed straight into his clothes, like falls.
And then he starts
down
walking down the
stairs to
street and he's got that
like,
strut, you know what I mean?
There's a cup of
Yep.
coffee. He walks past the neighbor's place. There's a slice of pie comes out the window. He's just walking down the street.
It's like that scene.
It's-
If you guys have seen like the most recent Ant-Man, there's a scene where Paul Rudd is literally walking down the street, pretty much exactly like how he's saying. Like his day starts, and it's just like from the get, he just knows what he's doing, and just no hitching his giddy up at all, bro.
Yeah,
he just
that's
fucking
it.
just moving through life like it was fucking perfect. So yeah, dude, I totally get that. I could put that song on and feel like I'm like, if I was listening to that while I was just like walking down the street, it's gonna turn from just a normal walk to a, you know, you got a little bounce, a little head nod to it. You know what I mean? When listen to that funky ass bass line, dude. Yeah, I'm about it. All right. Sean.
It's actually already locked in my Spotify playlist.
Yeah, that's how you know, dude. That's
Dang.
how you know. Why don't you pick one out, Sean? Now we got some
Alright.
good ones out there to pick from. And remember, guys,
Yeah.
keep those suggestions coming.
Oh man, yes, keep them coming because there are a whole bunch. Let's see.
Oh, Kevin Kearns. What's up, dog?
So I'm gonna take this one from Addy Tooney, Santana's "Oye Como Va."
Let me tell you a quick story about this song here, Sean. Not only would I bump this because fuck, it's Santana, but fun fact is, remember how I talked about High School Marching Band quite a bit and how he played some pretty cool music?
You did this one?
This song was one of them. And I had a pretty good trombone solo in this song, and I loved playing it for that fact. So, fuck yeah, bumping the shit out of this, dude. 1000%.
See, I have some pretty strong core memories to that song. Like that was a song that was just regularly would play in my house. Like we would be cleaning house on a weekend or something, and like a Santana's Greatest Hits would be playing in the background, and everybody would be jamming out. So yeah, like of course I gotta bump Oye Como Va.
Because this was a song like the trombone section actually got to play a little bit of the melody. So I was like, dude, that don't happen very often. That's usually for the fucking trumpet section. You know what I mean?
Nah, I feel you on that.
Not this time. That or when we played fucking Crazy Train. That was fun. Anyways.
Yeah, me.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely bump it. Same thing. It's got a nostalgic sound to it. I worked in a pizzeria when I was a kid, and they only played Santana all day. So good memories. Yeah. Good memories. Good tune. Don't need to know the words. Just need to feel the vibe.
Yeah. I don't know the word. I don't know what they're saying during the song either, but I know what the words are, so I could sing.
Oh yeah, I
along
can
to
sing the
it.
whole song. Don't know what.
But-
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have no idea what
Yeah.
Oye Como
But
Va
dude-
means. But
So if you like that sort of style of Santana's music, there's a Spanish band from, is it Cuba? They might be from Cuba. Orishas.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of Orishas?
I don't think I have.
Yeah, I would definitely go have a look at they've got some great, they've got one album that's really fucking hits home for me. Let me just try and find it. Orishas. A lot of Spanish influence. Oh, why did it do that? Whoopsie. Oh,
Still
sorry.
haven't
Let me
heard
go
from
back.
Uncle Chris on this one.
Yeah. What are you
yeah,
saying, Chris?
I'll just jump in. No, dude, yeah, I'll bump it. I feel like a lot of this is the same ways that you guys all said. Like it definitely takes me like back. It's got like a nostalgic feel, but
Kind
it's
of makes
got
you
a
want to move
vibe.
a little bit. You know what I mean? Kind of, do one of these. You know
Plus,
what
I mean, it's been used in so many movies and like so many different, scenes and stuff that it definitely makes me feel something for sure.
I'll put it in chat.
For sure.
Orishas, it's Alo Cubano album, which is flipping great. My time in Mexico my roommate was from Chile, and he would play this all the time. So
All
Pick
right.
next.
Well, Chris, why don't you pick one out?
Dude, I just want to like shout out Addy Tooney for a sec because he puts so many suggestions and like he'll put stuff that's not super close. You know what I mean? Like he'll put out something and it's like a completely different
Oh
banger
yeah,
or whatever, like
from a
totally
completely
different
different genre.
genre, like
Yeah.
everything. Just like Tooney's got like everything on lock.
Tooney's got a vast musical taste.
yeah,
That's why I
yeah,
appreciate him.
he's a problem on our show as well. Because it's just like banger after banger after banger, and you're like, fucking slow down, just wait. We haven't got to that segment yet, you know?
All right,
You gotta
I'm
love
gonna go.
Tooney, man.
I'm gonna go with one from Kevin K.
Okay, good. It's not one of the ones I wanted.
And it's My Name is Mud by Primus.
I just saw that.
Dude, we just talked about this song the other day, didn't we? In Discord.
I don't remember.
Wasn't Michelle talking about Primus the other day?
Michelle has definitely talked about Primus at some point.
Yeah, I've had that conversation with her at least once or twice.
I think it's just like whenever if I were to talk to somebody who's a bass player, I'd be like, "Yo, do you like Primus?" Because Les Claypool ripped it, right? That's like I automatically think that.
Hold on, I'm gonna have
But
to.
yeah, My Name is Mud by Primus.
I'm
Has
pre-
anybody said anything yet?
I mean, I'll go right in, dude. Primus is this band for me that like I never think to myself, you know what I need to listen to right now is some Primus. But at the same time, I really like a lot of Primus songs, and My Name is Mud is one of them. I reference Too Many Puppies a lot. You know what I mean? Like I dig Primus a lot, so I'm definitely gonna bump some My Name is Mud.
Anybody else know the song?
And yes, Aaron, Primus does suck. I love the story that Les Claypool actually auditioned to be the bass player of Metallica, and they were like, "No, you're just too good of a bass player to play this kind of music."
Here's the thing. I'm out on this one, man. I'm dumping it. It's
Ooh.
it there's it seems so there's just there's something to it that it just doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? Like it's like the song's almost like it sounds like it's slightly offbeat. You know what I mean? Like just like the drums and then like the guitar over it doesn't really match like the feel. It's so weird, dude. And then the vocals are just like, what is this? I'm out. I'm sorry to anybody that likes Primus, but
Yeah, that was actually hilarious.
yeah.
Yeah,
That was an awesome
Unfortunately,
first impression.
I'll have to second that. Also going to dump it. It feels like parody grunge rock.
Yeah, it's
It's
like
it's
I can't
not
take
it's
it
not
serious.
Yeah, it's not serious. It's like it's
It's-
a bunch of guys
Primus
just
isn't meant to be serious.
No, I
No,
I
no,
know,
no,
and I
no.
get
You
that.
know,
no
so-
offense. No
I
offense.
get that.
Just not my style. You know,
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
like rhythm and blues. I love all music. Sepultura, Korn, fucking Warren G, Regulators. I love everything, but it's just not. It's not something I feel I can like get into. Like,
Yeah, it doesn't make me want to move. It just makes me want to turn it off.
sorry.
Yeah.
I wonder if Winona's got a big brown beaver would be more your speed.
I'm gonna guess like maybe like if they're right here right now, like they're right here, like Winona's Big Brown Beaver might get them here, but like they really want to be like up
Yeah.
there. You know what I mean? So I mean, maybe.
Sorry.
Yeah.
All right, well, I picked this and I picked it because I kind of felt like it would be controversial, but I would definitely I would bump this.
Okay.
There's like probably 4 or 5 Primus songs that like I will bump, and it's partly why you didn't like it.
Yep.
Like the super weird tempo and like the way that honestly I feel like that's why a lot
It
of
makes
people
my
like
brain
some
hurt.
Tool stuff And like, I don't actually really like Tool. And I think that it's because they do weird shit that I don't vibe with.
Yeah, I don't get along with Tool either.
Yeah,
Like,
but like,
Vaping
I'm down
Bogan's
for
Patreon
Primus.
group, they all fucking love Tool, and I'm like, it's meaningless music to me. Like, I would rather listen to Live or something where you can listen to the lyrics and there's like good riffs and stuff like that you can relate to.
See, I get Tool. I understand why people like it, but I also understand why people don't like it. It's music for math nerds.
It's a numbers game for them.
That's exactly what it is. They're literally looking at it and going, how can I change time signatures and use these really obscure time signatures? And let's write a whole album in a Fibonacci sequence. Like, it's music for math nerds. So like, if you're not tuned into the mathematical nerdiness that they're trying to metaphorically display throughout a song or an album, yeah, the song doesn't make any sense at all. Because like, I'm not a huge Tool fan, but my wife is. So like, I've learned to understand it, but it's also not for me. So I get you completely on that. But I think it's Brent's pick now, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know why. It's just, came up and I went, oh fuck. Also in my playlist, I know, wearing a flat cap and a fucking hoodie, I look half gangsterish. But I'm gonna go a little metal on this. Black Sabbath, War Pigs.
Bro.
Because it just gets me going. I'm like,
damn it.
Yeah.
Dude, just from that. That's all I need, bro. And I'm like, I'm in. I'm in. Give me two notes.
Chords,
give me a good up down real quick, and I'm in, dude. Oh, dude. And then Ozzy just comes
Sean,
in.
You're overthinking this now. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm so into it, dude.
So, what's happening for me right now is that like, when it comes to War Pigs, I'm thinking about the fact that not only is there the like actual Black Sabbath version, but then so many other people have done amazing renditions of it.
Dude,
okay, I'll take that.
The cake version? Oh,
like,
dude,
hell yeah, War Pigs. Hell yeah, Black Sabbath. Like, I was in metal bands and shit well before I was a hip hop artist.
What about T-Pain doing Black Sabbath War Pigs?
Dude, even T-Pain's is fucking incredible.
No auto.
Even Ozzy was blown away by T-Pain's version of it.
Whoa, it's over 6 minutes long.
Oh yeah, remember in the old
version.
days they didn't have editing, so they would just riff, get fucking high, and just fucking make
No,
music.
But that's the T-Pain version.
That might be
one. Oh no,
that might be.
I'm actually googling it right now because I didn't know he did one.
And Cake, theirs is 3 minutes and 54 seconds.
T-Pain's might be like a thing where he like.
The original one's almost 8 minutes, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depends on like how long of the song, how much of the song you've done, I guess.
Yeah, it's definitely that like,
and then when it comes in, the drums, yeah, dude, the build up, and then all of a sudden it just starts going. Yeah, dude, it's one of those ones that just gets me. So I think we're
hats, dude.
Yeah. Yep.
I like the T-Pain the reverberation in his voice on the T-Pain one. First time I've heard it.
Right, like it's incredible. Like, he does a great job.
Dude can sing, man.
I'm actually listening to it right now for the first time, but I haven't heard anything other than music so far. Like no vocals, nothing.
Dude, I could so put T-Pain singing that on a stage at Woodstock after Jimi Hendrix. Like that feeling.
Dude,
he gets it.
I just seen him too. He just sang with Earth, Wind, and Fire recently.
Oh yeah.
He did. He did September.
Oh.
So if you like the Black Sabbath way of music, have you guys heard of Greta Van Fleet?
Yeah, I have.
The dude's 22 years old.
It's kind of crazy, dude. Like,
Yeah,
dude, I
it's
don't understand. How do you
insane.
learn you can sing like that? Like, you know
I
what I mean? Like,
listened to a lot of Led Zeppelin as a
Yeah.
child.
I don't know. I think he was a skater and he got hit in the nuts a bunch of times.
because, dude, just like
I
I think
mean,
about that
that
a
could
lot.
be
Like
it
when you
too.
hear somebody like that's got like a very interesting like voice or tone or like way of singing, it's like, what made them think of singing like that, and why is it so good? You know what I mean? Like,
Yes,
how
and
does it make
especially in this
sense?
day and age where they just use fucking like software to make their voices sound. You can see him like that vein in his neck
Yeah.
in the
Oh,
music
yeah.
video. He's fucking throwing it, dude, and it's like you feel it and that energy. But he's like a lost soul, dude. He's from the fucking
It's like, yeah,
60s.
he's transplanted
Yeah.
generations. You know what I mean?
It just gives me hope for the future of music because at some stage around the 2000s, everything just sounded the same. It was terrible. And even movies are worse. Like there hasn't been a good movie out in the last 3 years.
That's the mainstream media in general, though. Like,
Yeah.
I have in my entire time in the music scene found countless incredible bands in the underground scenes, even some who have national attention. They're just, you're not gonna ever hear them on the radio. You're never gonna see them in the major touring festivals, but if you go find the smaller festivals and things like that, you'll find those bands, and you'll
And
be amazed what's out there.
They're making the same money as if they were with a big label. Because of social media and shit, they don't need big labels anymore. That's where music's turning around and becoming so much more independent than it was the last 10, 20 years. You didn't need a big label.
Because now you
just needed a YouTube account.
Yeah, exactly. You can record a song and
And
throw
be
it
like
up on
decent at
YouTube.
marketing.
Or
It's like there's that remake Billie Jean by the Civil War.
I don't know
You've
if I've
never
seen
heard
that
of Civil War?
I don't think
No.
so.
Exactly. It's a guy and a girl. Maybe they're a couple or whatever. They do a rendition of Billie Jean. Jay's like it, bro. It's insane. It's so good.
I'll have to check it out.
That's the amazing thing now, is that like with the internet at the point we're at, literally all it takes you doing is going to a specific website to get your publishing set up, and a specific website to get your distribution set up, and you've just created your own personal record label now. And you've put your music
100%.
out on Spotify and all of the other streaming platforms and all of that. And it's only cost you a few $100 a year to have those things set up so that your music is there on those platforms. It's literally that easy.
And then you just link your Patreon pal and you link Buy Me a Coffee and you're making money and putting out good music.
Crazy.
And the thing about things like YouTube and Spotify is the algorithms work in our favor for the artist, because YouTube is so big and Spotify, there's such a broad spectrum. There's so much more filth music being made that's just not worth listening to. Quickly gets filtered away, and the one that like this, what's that guy, Anthony? The rich man north of Richmond. He was on Rogan's podcast.
What's his name?
Oliver Anthony.
Oliver Anthony, yeah.
Yeah. Dude, that was recorded on a fucking iPhone 5. Like,
yeah, dude, and it just blew
he was
up,
just
bro.
doing it in his backyard. And it became #1 stream song in the world. Like,
there's a lot of people that have like popped off like that, dude. It's just like if you catch the right fucking timing and post at the right platform at the right time, dude, it blows up. But dude, speaking of that, this song I know was definitely something that popped at a certain point in time. From Cloud King Cody, Informer by Snow.
oh, dude,
you picked
that was
the one
my
I wanted to
song.
pick.
Because my last name is Palmer.
Mm-hmm.
So when he says Informer, Brent Palmer.
Jiggy boom boom down.
Yeah.
Dude, Such a banger, bro. I don't know what he's saying half the time because he's talking so fucking fast. But
Yeah,
such a good one, bro.
Dude. So I'm
Pull
bumping
down my
it.
pants, look up my bottom.
Yeah.
I'm bumping it, and I love the fact that when you do learn what the lyrics are talking about, he's literally talking about putting a hit out on an informant.
Yeah,
He's
because
talking
he got
about
arrested.
killing a snitch. Like,
And the
With
fact that
wiggy,
he's
wiggy, wiggy,
Canadian
boom,
with
boom,
the
down.
Canadian with the
Yes.
Jamaican accent is the best part about it.
Dude, he's like just like an average looking white guy as
Yeah.
well.
It's so fucking good though, dude. So good.
kills it though.
Dude,
feel
I think that I would bump it just because I can remember probably being in grade 6,
Yeah.
grade 7 when it came out, and being at like the roller rink on rollerblades for like an elective in elementary school. It'd be like
Oh, dude.
you could do electives, and like they'd be like, yeah, there's a bus that's gonna take people to the roller rink, like you can go for $2 and you go.
Yep, I remember
And this
those.
song would be playing because it was like hot as fuck.
You were in a roller ring. I was in a fucking. We used to have like discos at the local community center
There
in
you
a
go.
squash court.
There you
Nice.
go.
Yeah.
Dude. Good
See,
times,
nostalgia.
man.
That's the beautiful thing about music, man. It always take you back to that time, that smell, that thing,
100%. So with that, Sean, I think it's to you for the next one, right? Because I feel like we all pretty much unanimously bumped Informer.
Yeah. 100%.
All right. We're gonna go back to Earn with Killer Queen by Queen.
Oh, you just said Queen, bro. It doesn't matter. We're bumping all of it. All of it. I don't think there's one Queen song I don't like. Believe it or not. Because usually there's one that's like, I'm like, this one not so much, but if Freddie Mercury
Dude,
was just a
these
fucking
guys are
genius,
just
bro.
like, they're just looking at my Spotify playlist and picking every song that I play.
I know, dude. These are all just like memory songs too, because like my mom is a big Queen fan, and I remember the first time she showed me Queen, and like played like greatest hits, and of course Killer Queen's on there with a lot of the other bangers, and I was like, man, it's like, because like that's when I realized that like rock is so you could. It was like one of the first bands that I kind of like noticed like influences from different genres in their music, because it was like rock opera sort of situation, you know what I mean? They're like one of the first people to kind of do that, where it's very theatrical vocals on top of this rock.
Yeah, like Meatloaf. I mean, I would
exactly.
Yeah,
like a similar sort of thing. Dude, it's great. Like Bohemian Rhapsody, bro. That song in itself, bro, has so many twists and turns, and vocally is just like insane.
I mean, I grew up on a
Rip,
farm,
bro.
and we didn't have a TV like till I was like 10 or something. But also, it was like the TV was in the corner over there, and that's Dad's TV. And every so often, he'd let you watch something on it. And I remember my parents keeping us up late the one night. And I'm really late, like for kids, it was like 10, 11 o'clock at night, because our TV used to turn off. We used to get that test pattern at 10 o'clock at night. Like in South Africa, like there was nothing to do after 10 p.m. But they had done a special broadcast, and it was Freddie Mercury and Queen somewhere in England, some big park, I'm forgetting it now. But that was the first time I watched Freddie Mercury live, and it was a charity fundraiser. I think it was that AIDS one.
Oh, the live, or was it live or something like that? Or
there's a whole bunch of other bands.
I know what you're talking about.
But dude, I sat there and I was flipping mesmerized. Like I remember it clearly.
Yeah, and
the
then
whole
the entire fucking crowd.
And I was like,
could you imagine how that fucking felt inside of that fucking stadium when he did that?
You think that these YouTuber Instagram kids of today's are like, oh look, I got 1 million likes on my post. Yeah, but did you have 300,000 people say exactly what you said, like
at one time in the same place,
standing, it's synchronized,
shoulder to shoulder?
Man.
Dude,
That's
those are crazy things to think about, like for like these big like arena artists that are out there doing these
yeah,
ginormous tours and looking out into a crowd of hundreds of thousands of people there for one
Dude, yep.
single thing, to
yeah.
enjoy music that they all like, that they all enjoy, that they all know the words to, and everybody simultaneously singing the words to these songs along with the person who originally put it out there. Like, how crazy of an experience is that, dude? That's why there's nothing better than live music, bro. There's nothing
But
better.
but you look at something like that, especially that event, and if I'll stand to be corrected, not a problem. 300,000 people and nobody died.
Yeah.
How do you put 300,000 people in the same place with alcohol and fucking spirit and nobody died? Because everyone was there just so immersed in the music, and that was the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you go to fucking one of these rappers, if they ever do concerts again in their life, and there's like 3,000 or 30,000 people and 6 dead. Drug overdose, one got stabbed, fucking one fell off a building. Like, like it's weird to understand like that people believed in music in those days. It wasn't just going there to like be cool.
Yeah.
Well, there was probably a lot less people going there to get shit for the gram. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
Like they weren't
I mean,
making
it's so
their fucking
disposable
TikToks.
nowadays.
That's the thing, right? It's like I think entertainment was for the sake of art at one time.
Yes.
Like in that
Yeah.
Queen era, and now it's for the sake of money. So it's like,
Yes.
yeah, mainstream art has become very disposable, and it's unfortunate. But then
Have you watched the Netflix movie, the Bohemian Rhapsody?
Oh yeah, that one was actually
That
pretty good.
Sal Malek plays Queen.
Yeah, I've seen bits and pieces, but I didn't watch the whole thing.
Dude, up until that concert, like the band members were still packing the music out and plugging it in and shit like that. They were broke. They made money after that, and subsequently years and years after, they made more money because as it compounded, their remuneration grew. But when they were actually making that music, they were broke as fuck. Jimi Hendrix fucking couldn't, he lived in somebody else's apartment because he couldn't pay his own rent. And he was the fucking greatest thing that ever hit music for the little world that it was back then.
All right. Well, let's get back to this here game. We got 2 more to go before we wrap this thing up, because we got Chris and Brent left. So, Chris, why don't you pick one out, dude, and see what we got here?
Okay, so I might have to like buy some time because I feel like you guys might not have heard this version. You might know the song, but it's "Close to Me" by the Get Up Kids
I don't
Oh,
know.
from
yeah.
Earn.
100% bumping it. 100% bumping it.
And for anybody out there who's not heard the original, which is by The Cure, it is also a fucking banger,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
I know growing up when the Get Up Kids were a current band.
Yeah, a relevant
a
current
relevant
yeah.
band. Like I was the only kid in my like friend group that liked them. I know they were a bit polarizing for most of my friends. They did not like his voice. But fun fact, the singer of the Get Up Kids is where I get "Don't Let the Bastards Get You Down" from. When he went solo, he wrote a song. Matt Pryor's is his name. But yeah, it's called "Don't Let the Bastards Get You Down," and it had a pretty impactful moment on my life hearing it. And yeah, that's why it's part of my clothes. It's because of Matt Pryor of Get Up Kids.
Oh no. Oh no.
Which song was it? Sorry, Get Up Kids. Which
Close
song?
to Me by the Get Up Kids. Okay. Okay.
It's a synth.
Okay, James, could you do me a favor though? So that you're dumping this. Can you listen to the one by The Cure, which is the original, and then let me know what you think about that? Because like, if it was between those two, I'm taking The Cure every single time. But I will bump the other version by the Get Up Kids.
Oh, was I muted that whole time?
After what?
Yeah, I was muted that whole time. Sorry, guys, because I tried to mute myself while I listened to it. Yeah, I said after that sentimental story from Sean, I can't do it, dude. His voice just doesn't do it for me. I would get annoyed and just turn it off. That's the basis of what I just said. But anyways, going back to what Chris was saying now, I'll be back momentarily.
Nice. Brent, have you given it enough of a listen?
Yeah, not very familiar with the song. It starts off sounding like Footloose. It kind of goes into like something that's Green Day, and I imagine it would be used as a track on a teen movie when she's overcome the terrible bitches that are picking on her, and she's driving a soft-top vehicle through a beautiful park, and everything's way too pretty than it actually is in real life. So yeah, no, I'm gonna dump it, and I feel bad because I probably should listen to it more, but
You should listen to the original too. I feel
it's not that much.
I think I might
It's
be.
not that much better.
All
Yeah,
right.
it's kind of like a teeny
All right.
bopper song, you know. It's
I'm not with the vibe, bro. It's not my thing.
sorry.
Yeah.
No, we're good. I'm a bit surprised, but me and Sean holding true. At least there's that.
Yeah, like you
All
literally
right.
made me go and put Get Up Kids 4-Minute Mile on just by bringing it up. I was like, all right, hold on.
I mean, I wouldn't say I do like music like that, like especially from the UK and the Twigs and stuff like that. They've got this boppy kind of sound to it, but it just hasn't hit me immediately. Like, sorry.
Yeah. They're
No,
covering
guys
it.
don't
It's a
have to
cover of
apologize.
a
We're
new
good.
wave song, so it's gonna be poppy. So I get it.
With that, Brent, why don't you go ahead and pick out the last one of the night?
My last one, I just want to. Yeah, definitely. Back to Earn Doomsday by MF Doom.
Yep, 100%. As I responded to Earn, all caps when you spelled a man name. MF.
Yeah, so that's kind of also that nostalgic kind of. I'm trying to piece the artists together in my head. That it's the other side of rap. Not hardcore, not like gangsterism. It's just vocally inspiring. Got a good bass line. Got a it's a treat for the ears. And funny enough, I've heard it quite a few times. It pops up on my playlist for some reason.
His rhyming and his wordplay is on another dimension. Like he really does have this whole persona of metal face and the super villain running throughout everything, while at the same time kicking real life pieces of his backstory into
like
everything. It's incredible.
The sound that I get from it is kind of like that isolated guy sitting on a rooftop in Brooklyn fucking writing poetry and having a friend add music to it. Like it's real, you know what I'm saying? Like almost like kind of like that Mos Def sort of vibe. Funny story. Yeah. Mos Def lived in the block of flats I stayed in.
Oh, crazy, dude.
Yeah. He was my downstairs neighbor. Yeah.
Nice. All right. So I said I'm gonna bump it because MF Doom's just a shit. R.I.P.
Yeah.
Chris, did you say whether you were gonna bump it or dump it?
No, I haven't said anything, and I'll say, yeah, dude, I would definitely bump this. I've never heard MF Doom before, so I played the song, and I like it. I can
Cool.
like understand what he's saying. I like the fucking track behind it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
dude.
Like no, well, a little bit of like shade to mumble rap, but like I really don't really like that very much. But I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this kind of stuff.
The first couple of choruses, yeah, he does mumble, but no, it's
No,
good.
it's
That's
pretty
good stuff.
clear. Yeah, it's pretty clear for me. Yeah.
Hell
You
yeah,
should hear his
dudes.
album, Food.
Food.
It's dope.
It just makes me want to listen to more Mos Def, bro.
Aaron says, dude raps with himself with the voice changer. It's awesome. For real. So definitely go check him out if you haven't. But honestly, thank you guys out there in chat for some solid suggestions for this round of Bump It or
Really
Dump
good.
It. There's definitely some gems out there that we didn't get to, but remember those for the next time because we do play this game quite often, and I kind of like these open form sort of challenges or rounds of this game because you never know what you're going to get, like I said at the beginning. But with that, I think it's time we're going to wrap things up here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys all for tuning in with us. We greatly appreciate it. Hopefully you guys enjoy your weekend. Brent, thank you once again for joining us, my friend. It's always a pleasure having you on, and we'll definitely have to, maybe get you on for like a build-off or something fun one of these times. That could be kind of cool.
Yeah, cool.
So we'll talk about that, behind the scenes and get something lined up. And I think that'll be a lot of fun. Is there anything you want to, tell people out there before we wrap things up here?
No, I'm all good, dude. Yeah, hit up beardedvikingcustoms.com. Would be appreciated. And yeah, I'll see you at the expos.
Hell yeah, dude. And with that, Chris, over to you, man.
Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. Obviously, Brent, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate that little bit of it's late, so like you're definitely like putting us ahead of sleep, which is pretty awesome. I have to say.
Thank you, bro.
But I'm glad that you've made your move, and it seems like you're really starting to find your stride there. I mean, you have like a really dope ID now that looks exactly like you, so it's perfect. But yeah, everybody, just check out shedtimepodcast.com. See where the podcast is, and just come back next Friday. I think that's everything for me. So everybody be safe. Have a good week. Sean, take it away.
All right. Well, big thank you to everybody out in the chat. Big thank you to everybody in the replays. You guys really are the best, the shed heads. You guys really make this all possible, so we do appreciate it. Of course, big shout out to Bearded Viking. Go check it out. BeardedVikingCustoms.com, right?
Yeah.
BeardedVikingCustoms.com. Go check it out. So, with all of that, ShedTimePodcast.com if you want to go check out the podcast. And don't let the best to get you down. Be cool. Don't be a dick. And whatever it is that you do, be sure and have some fun.
Absolutely. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for my favorite segment of the show. A little bit of some words of wisdom, food for thought for you guys to think about over the weekend. From my main man, it's time for a little bit of Confucius say. And today, let me tell you guys, he's got a good one, all right? Today, Confucius say, man who cries while masturbating is a real tear jerker. True facts, man. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys once again for joining us for this episode. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, all that stuff. Go check out the podcast if you haven't. Definitely go over there to Bearded Viking Customs if you're looking for some, custom acrylic accessories. And you're like, maybe you want one of like these dope stormtrooper Addy stand sort of situations, or maybe you want a nice acrylic tank section, or you want some cool drip tips, or custom acrylic panels for your pulse AIO or something of that nature. Yeah, dude.
Sweet.
So go check him out. Appreciate you, man. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna end it as I always do, sending out all those positive vibes, crisp high fives. Don't forget to tell somebody you love them, and as always, just vape on, shedheads.
See, I'm